What's up, guys? George back again to do another video. This one's for my Black Friday 2018 pickups. Picked up a couple things for Record Store Day. And I'll do a bit of a rant afterwards again for my Record Store Day thing. So I got 3 titles here, 2 of which were Record Store Day, 1 of which is just a normal release. First up, picked up the Alice Cooper live from the AstroTurf featuring the original band, along with Ryan, Roxy, and Chuck Eric. So you get Michael Bruce, Alice, Dennis Dunaway, and Neil Smith on this, along with Ryan, Roxy on rhythm, and Chuck Eric on harmonica, just on Schools Out. But this is number 3270. I don't know how many number copies there are, but this seemed to be one of the big sellers on Record Store Day. We sold out of this quick. Comes with the OBI, but it has like cards on it or in it, whatever. Killer like foil cover. They put a 7-inch out a couple years ago with a couple tracks. It might have been last year. That sold really, really well. So I guess popular demand wanted the whole show. You get a huge poster in here. And the back side. And then it was multi-colored vinyl. You didn't know what color you were getting. Also has a nice booklet in here as well, with all kinds of pictures and really killer stuff in here. And this kind of reminds me of something like Kiss would have done back in the day. And like I said, you didn't know what color you were getting. I even forget what color this is. Yeah, this is like a silver vinyl. I'm not sure how many different colors there were. I don't know which one's rarer than other ones, but really killer live set. It contains 8 tracks. Caught in a Dream, Be My Lover, I'm 18, Is It My Body, No More Mr. Nice Guy, Under My Wheels, School's Out, and Elected. This was recorded in 2015, October 6th, at Good Records, Dallas, Texas. So this was like I said, a kind of popular demand type thing. Apparently the 7-inch won some kind of contest for like best packaging that year. So it was a no-brainer that they were going to put this out. I do have the 7-inch that was released, I think it was 2 years ago, but I could be wrong. It might have been last year. But I think it was 2016 it was released. And I guess it was 17. There's 12 different randomly inserted color variants. So there you go, there's 12. So I got the silver one. Really killer. I was happy to get this one. Next up, I picked up the Ramones live in Glasgow. 1977, December 19th. This is number 2. I got number 275. Again, I don't know how many they did. I think this one was like 7,000 or 5,000 or something. So they're starting to make a little more, more copies. But standard black vinyl. I didn't pull the shrink off of this one. Just because there's no booklet or anything, but really killer live set. I think the second or side 4 is an etched disc. I remember, yeah. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there you go. It's got the Ramones logo. Pretty killer. Again, another classic live set from the Ramones, which I think, if if I'm not mistaken, has been making the rounds in the bootleg underworld for years, but sounds amazing. And it's the Ramones. They seem to do on, well, not that they have anything to do with it, but plus, you know, they're all the original members are gone. But I guess Rhino and Sire, they put a Ramones thing out for every record store day, so it was cool to get that since they're one of my favorite bands. So that was it. That's all I picked up for Black Friday. There was a couple other things like the Muddy Water stuff that I was gonna get, and then I just looked at the track listing, and it's stuff that's been released before. And just, you know, I don't know. We'll get into it, but and then the last thing I picked up, I was super happy to get this. And this came in on Record Store Day in our regular shipment that I had ordered, and that's Hank Von Hell's first solo album called Ego Mania. This one is on Sony Music, I think Century Media. This is the strictly limited yellow vinyl. Here's the insert. Yeah. So it's really limited yellow vinyl on this one. And then there's a standard black vinyl version of it. Gatefold. Again, I didn't pull the shrink off of it, but Hank, obviously, if you don't know who Hank is, do your homework. He's the original singer of Turbo Negro, who happens to be one of my favorite bands of the last 20 years. But this album for me might be my top album of 2018 as of right now. I'll be doing at the end of December, top 20. This one might be my top one. Not to give anything away, but such a fantastic record. If you like Turbo Negro, I would say like the Party Animals era, Retox era, I would definitely check this out. I absolutely love this. I'm so happy he's back doing the rock stuff, clean and sober. It seems like he's having fun again. He's got a great band to back him up on this one. And this has an exclusive bonus track, Did You Ever Have a Nice Life Without Me? Or Did You Have a Nice Life Without Me? Which I think is a cover. But yeah, I can't say more about this record. I absolutely love this record. It's been on my turntable and in my car for the last 3 weeks or so. But anyway, getting to the rant about Record Store Day. You know, at this point, I think Record Store Day should call it a day. I really do, especially maybe not the April one, but the Black Friday one. It's just a hassle. I mean, especially if you own a record store or run a record store. It's a fucking hassle. It's a lot of money to put out at this time of year. However, we did have our best Record Store Day, Black Friday, I think, in the history of the store. We were packed all day long. We sold out of everything except maybe 4 or 5 titles. But now we're starting to get hit up by the distributors to, I guess the albums, the titles didn't sell that well, I guess, because we're starting to see a list of leftover stuff from Record Store Day from our distributors, which I've never had before in this amount. We've had like stragglers, stuff that was late coming in, but not like we're seeing now, the lists of stuff we're seeing now. Overall, I just thought it was an okay list. The Muddy Water stuff, there was one, but we did not get in. I think it was like an acoustic-based Muddy Waters record that we didn't get in. We ordered it, and that would have been the only one I probably would have bought out of the 3 Muddy Waters things that was released. But I can find that online for like around $20. So at some point, I'll probably end up picking that one up. But the other one was like Miss the Johnny Winter produced live record that they did back in the day. There's like a second part to it, basically, with all the stuff that was recorded but not released, I guess. However, I have all that shit on CD. All those shows taken, on CD that sound perfect. So it's not expensive. It was only like $22 or something. List. So my cost would be way cheap. Like $17 or something. If I see that on any list, I might pick that one up. Just to have it, but it wasn't numbered or anything like that. So it's like, it's one of those things that was on Sony, I believe, as well. So it's one of those things that, for some reason, Sony product always comes back out after Record Store Day, whether there's a number on it or not. Like they did that with the Ozzy live thing a few years back with Randy Rhoads. I forget the name of it, but it's like a double live Randy Rhoads record. It's not the tribute record, but it's the other one. The first batch on Record Store Day was numbered, and then they reissued it without the numbered version of it. So Sony has a tendency to kind of release that shit anyway. So, but overall, there was a few punk things that I wouldn't have mind picked up. But however, they were just like greatest hits packages, like from the UK subs. Which I probably have everything on there. It's just, buy it for the packaging, I guess. And at this point, I've cut way back on buying stuff. I've actually started purging my collection just to make room and to get rid of shit that I haven't listened to in years, or it's just common stuff. So if you're looking for anything hard rock, metal, leave me a comment below. I might have it. I might let it go. I don't know. On vinyl. It's just getting to the point where it's getting a little out of hand now. I've been buying more CDs lately anyway, because like I've always said in my videos, I don't buy just vinyl. To collect it. I mean, some obviously I do, but I buy just for the music, for the most part. And it's physical media. There's sometimes that I have to buy digital downloads, which sucks because it's like buying air, really. I like physical product. I've always loved physical product. I grew up in the age of physical product, so to me, CDs and vinyl are the way to go. I've even bought some cassettes over the last few months for cheap, stuff that I didn't have. I've sold a ton of cassettes just to get rid of. Be like, it's just getting too much. It's getting to be too much. And time-wise, for me, is to sit and actually pay attention to a lot of shit is kind of going out the window, or has gone out the window. But obviously I listen to a lot of stuff at work. But again, I just think the whole Black Friday thing, Record Store Day, is dead. Not, to me, there's no sense. It's just a cash grab fucking thing for these labels. And the labels suck, these distributors, the guys working at these labels really have no fucking clue what they're doing. They're all business guys, and I get it, and they want to make money. I totally understand that part, but it just seems like there's no one at these companies that have a clue of how to market and press material at a decent price. I mean, the retail, the list price on a lot of this stuff that's out or coming out or has been out over the last couple of years is skyrocketed. And there's no reason. There's no need. There was no reason to do it except to price gouge people. Um, when you're seeing independent bands and labels putting stuff out at $12.99 or $14.99 list price, and you're buying it for the shop at $7 or $8, there's no reason why the major label stuff can't be cheaper than that. Um, I know it's a little more as far as um, the band's contracts and making sure they have a well, I don't think anybody I really don't think anybody gives advances anymore to record. Do they? I don't know. I wouldn't think they do. It's so easy to record now than it was 25, 30 years ago, and it's a lot cheaper to record now, especially if you want to do it digitally, which over the years, digital recording has gotten a lot better sounding and a lot more, um, I think, a lot more, vibrant and, homey sounding. I guess was what I forget the word I'm trying to find, but it's not as digitally compressed as it was 10 years ago, recording wise. Now, I know Apple Music and certain online download music sites compress the shit out of everything, and that sucks because I could tell the difference. I guess the average music listener maybe can't, but I can definitely tell on certain things what's been compressed way too much. Um, but the digital recording over the years has gotten a lot better over the last 5 years anyway. It's hard to tell what's been recorded analog and what's been recorded digitally nowadays, unless it actually says it in the liner notes. But 10 years ago, you could definitely tell. Um, so that's good, I guess. But like I said, bands can record shit way cheaper now. They don't need that multi-$1,000 advance that they used to get, which was never free money anyway. The bands always had to pay that back in the first batch of records or sales or whatever. Um, so it's not like they got that money for free. Um, so I just don't understand why it takes these major labels to price gouge people for these records, especially the vinyl. They're essentially killing or have killed the business. I said years, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years ago in a rant video that the vinyl resurgence was going to die out, and it's starting to. I think, as far as new vinyl goes, we carry about a quarter of what we used to at the shop, just because there's no, unless people want it, we'll special order it for them and have it in a day or two. But there's no sense of having it sit on the shelf and money out of our pockets when we can buy, instead of buying 10 brand new titles to sit on the shelf, we can buy 100 used catalog titles to sell. um, so I mean, as far I would imagine the record sales as far as vinyl have gone down over the last 2 or 3 years. It seems like there is a bit of a resurgence for the CD right now, which is good, because it's cheaper. We buy a lot. There was a time a year ago when we wouldn't even touch used CDs. We wouldn't, we didn't bother with them. But now, people are starting to dump them. Older people are starting to dump their CDs because they're putting everything on their hard drive, and we buy them and sell them for $3, $4, $5, and they sell. It's crazy. It's amazing how much CDs sell at our shop now over the last few. I don't know, last year and a half. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, show what I got on Black Friday. Didn't pick up any Blu-rays this year. There just wasn't anything that I was totally had to have in the collection. I just wasn't feeling it. Kind of tired of the whole Black Friday thing anyway, and be honest, I'm tired of the fucking holiday shit, already. It's not even December 1st yet, and I'm tired of the Christmas stuff. I don't know, I'm just not feeling it this year, but anyway, like the April record store day thing's still kind of fun, because there's more titles, I guess, but again, it's just, it's too expensive. Too expensive to do, and it's really, really expensive if you own or run a shop to put out that kind of money and hope people are going to show up to buy it. So, but we're going to do like we always do, pick and choose the best stuff that we think on the list, bring it in, and like this we did for this Black Friday and sold out everything, which was pretty unbelievable. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on Black Friday's record store day. I really think it's a dying day as far as records go. The April one, we'll see what that brings in 2019. I think last year's or this past April's record store day was actually pretty good for titles, for material on being released. There was a lot of unreleased stuff and just weird stuff that's not normally out, but like I said, the Black Friday one's a cash grab. Well, so is the April one. I mean, let's be honest, it's all cash grab, but for the labels. But again, let me know your thoughts on Black Friday's record store day or Black Friday in general. Leave me a comment below. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I'll be doing a top 20 albums of 2018 video at some point in December, or top 30 maybe, because there was a lot of records this year that I really, really liked. I got to put it all together and see if I want to do a top 30 or just keep it at top 20, but what are you going to do? That's it. So like I said, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Leave me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on the Black Friday record store day. If it should stick around or if it should go and they should concentrate on the April one. And also let me know what you picked up, if you picked up anything. I'll talk to you all real soon. All right, have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Peace.